Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be lending my voice to an already existing content out there, which is basically applying to study in the UK and the process of getting a visa. As much as there are already existing content out there, many intending students still find it very difficult to get around it. So without further ado, let's dive into it. In this video, I'll be talking about undergraduate and postgraduate studies. But first thing first, let's take the undergrad. For you to be accepted in one of the universities in the UK, you need to be of age, at least 16 years and above. Secondly, you need to have your international passport ready. Once these are down, do a bit of research on the internet about the schools you want to study in, at least minimum of 3 universities. Contact them, have a sort of relationship with them, then they will further tell you or give you more instructions as regards the course you're coming to study. Then you'll be able to send in your qualifications. The good thing about studying in the UK for undergrad is the fact that students from West African states are not allowed to use WAEC when it comes to studying in the UK. It's a good thing, because those days you obviously have to go through A levels and all of that. They don't do that anymore. Once you pass your WAEC, you are allowed to use it to apply to study in the UK. Although some universities may prefer that you go through their foundation classes before you get on to do your degree course in the university. But in most universities do accept WAEC and GCE, which is a good thing. Once that is done, then the next thing is for you to pay your school fees. Mind you, school fees can be very expensive. It could range from 9,000 to 15 to 18,000. It depends on the school and it depends on the course you're studying. Once your school fees is paid, then the school will issue you what they call CAS. What is CAS? CAS is confirmation of acceptance for study. You need to have this. If you don't have this, you can't make your application. And what's going to be in your CAS? CAS basically, what's going to be there is the course you're studying, the number of years you're going to study. You're going to have the course studying in the UK, the school fees you've paid, the remaining balance of the school fees, and the sponsorship license number. The school serves as your sponsor right now. When a school sponsors you or agrees to sponsor you, you are not allowed to move on to go on to another school to do another degree course when you're in the UK. If your intention is to change school when you're here, you can't do that. You are expected to go back to Africa, where you're coming from, and do a fresh application before you can get on to do that course. So once a school decides to sponsor you, you cannot move on to another school. So be mindful of that and make sure the school you're trying to go to is a school that you intend to finish. If not, you're going to find it very difficult when you try to move to a different school in the UK. Once that is done, your CAS has been issued, then you need to go do your English proficiency test. You need to state that or show that you can read, write, and understand English, and that's the reason for that. Then the next step is your tuberculosis test. Every student coming to study in the UK must do the tuberculosis test, except pregnant women. Although there's another test in place of that, the sputum test, where they put in saliva or their spit, then they're going to culture it to know whether they've got TB or not. But if they are not willing to do that, then they have to wait until they're done with the pregnancy. Then they can go on and make the application. But every student coming to the UK to study must have their TB test done in Nigeria before they do that. That is about undergraduate. For postgraduate studies, the requirements are quite similar. The only difference is the fact that instead of sending your WAEC degree, you are sending your degree certificate and your transcript. And again, there's what they call ATAS certificate. ATAS means Academic Technology Approval System for postgraduate. This certificate is course specific. I think it's for those who are coming to study courses like chemistry, physics, engineering, and all whatnot. The reason is the fact that we wouldn't want to impart knowledge on you, and tomorrow you go back to your country and start using that to, for instance, building weapons of mass destruction that you're going to start using to terrorize the whole world. And that's the reason for having that certificate before coming to do any of those courses. But for those who are coming to do MBA, MSc, they are not required to have this, which is a good thing. Which is, I know most Nigerians come here to do MBA and all of that. It's a good thing. Once that is done, the next step is now for you to make your application. I'm going to leave some links down the description box, and I know you're going to find it very useful when you're making your application. Go on there, download the application form, and start making your application, filling details and all of that. How much is the visa fee? Visa fee basically is about $473. $470. This fee could change. It could change at any time. So be sure of the amount you're paying. If you are not paying the right fee, your visa will be denied. So make sure you're paying the correct fee. You're paying the exact fee you're meant to pay when you're doing your application. And also, when you're doing your application, at some point, there is a place you'll be asked to pay what they call immigration health surcharge fee. It's basically a fee that you pay so that when you fall sick as a student, you'll be able to use the health medical facilities in the UK free of charge. You're not meant to pay anything. It serves as health insurance fee. Once you pay that, you'll be able to use any health facility here in the UK as a student. If you don't pay it, your visa will be denied, definitely. So after that, the next step is what they call proof of sufficient fund. You need to state, or you need to prove to them that as a student you'll be able to sustain yourself while studying in the UK. And how much is that? How much you can show that you've got? The fee is about £1,334 a month times 9. 1,334 times 9. That should be about £12,006 plus the remaining balance of your school fees. For instance, when you were making your school fees, if the school fees was £10,000 and you paid £5,000, you are now expected to add the remaining £5,000 to this proof of sufficient fund, which will amount to about £17,006. That's a lot of money, and it has to be in naira. But the good thing is the fact that Nigerian banks now, they help with the process of they help to process such fee, so that you're going to be getting it at 514 or 15 naira a pound. That's the current rate as the current bank rate in Nigeria. Obviously, I know it's still a lot of money, but if you're willing to study in the UK and you're willing to pay, then you've got an option and you have to do it. So once that is done, that fee has to be in your own account. If your parents are sponsoring you and they feel comfortable putting that money in your account, then it's fine. But if they're not comfortable putting the money in your account, they can have that money in their own personal account, but they have to prove to them that yes, you are their daughter, you are their son. And how do they prove that? By showing your birth certificate, your baptismal certificate. Any of these schools suffice. Any of these schools serve the purpose. So they have to have the money in their account, and they have to show that yes, they are your parents by proving that yes, they've got the birth certificate or baptismal certificate of you. The next thing is, if your parents are not well to do and you've got a family member or a friend who is willing to sponsor you, they can actually sponsor you. They can also have the money in their own account, but they need to have a letter stating that they are the ones sponsoring you. Not just having that letter, they could also go ahead to obtain a letter from the court, a legal document from the court stating the same thing, that they are going to they're going to sponsor you your study in the UK, which is obviously a good thing to convince them that yes, that they are serious. Having this letter and having the letter from the court just to back it up that yes, they are willing to take full responsibility of your study in the UK, which is a good thing. Having said that, I would say that studying in the UK is quite difficult. It's not easy, especially if you intend to come and work full time and study. It's not done that way. In the UK, as a student, you are only allowed to work 20 hours. Your visa will state that you're allowed to work for 20 hours. Anything beyond that, you're in breach of the law, and if you're caught, you'll be deported. You'll be sent back to Africa. So for those who intend to come over and start working and working, working at school in the UK is quite difficult. And imagine you working beyond 20 hours every week. It's quite impossible. It's possible, but the fact that you're not a citizen, it's going to be so difficult for you to do, because you're working to raise money to pay your school fees. You're working to pay for accommodation. You're working to have money in your pocket, feeding and all whatnot, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. So if you're genuinely coming to study and you have people backing you from back home, yes, you can do that. But if you don't have no one to do that and you intend to come here and walk your way through and pay your school fees, it's going to be difficult. So have a rethink before you make your application. And having said that, like I said earlier on, make sure you go ahead and make a research at least three or four universities. If University 1 does not take you, University 2 will take you. If they don't, 3 will take you. If they don't, University 4 will take you. By the time you're done with this, you'll be able to at least arrive at one that, as in the school that you actually would want to study in when you're done going through these 4 universities. And having said that, when you come over, then you have to get your biometric card. But before you leave Nigeria, they're going to issue you a temporary visa. It could be about 2 weeks, could be about 3 weeks, and you're not meant to stay beyond this. If it's 3 weeks visa, temporary visa, you're being issued, you're not meant to stay beyond 3 weeks in Nigeria. If you stay beyond 3 weeks, your visa will be revoked. So once they issue that visa, make the necessary arrangements and leave Nigeria. Leave. Once you come in, then you have to go get your biometric card where your information is being stored, the visa you're given, your name, date of birth, when your visa will expire, and all of that. These are the things that will be on that card. Then ask your school to give you some sort of letter to help you register with the bank, open an account with the bank. For you to operate in the UK, you have to have a bank account. If you don't, it's going to be difficult for you. And the school will help by giving you a letter to do that. And that's about that, guys. I'm going to leave, like I said, links down the description box, and I'm sure you're going to find it very useful. Thank you guys for listening. Till I see you next time. Take care. Bye.